this on a regular basis on this channel now. What made you think this is the issue that needs to be looked at?
Well, it's sort of the explanation that explains the border mess and the decline of the middle class, price increases, inability to buy a house, pay back the student loan. This tribalism where we're identifying by our ethnic identification of race is essential to our persona rather than incidental. And then on the elite side, these evolutionaries that want to change the electoral college, or that make up the Supreme Court, or get rid of the filibuster, the administrative state, whether it's John Brennan or General Mike Milley, or all of these people are not elected, but they exercise enormous power and they seem exempt from consequences of their own actions and ideology. And then finally, there's a lot of people on the two coasts that feel that we should be citizens of the world, that they look toward the Paris Climate Accord or the UN, International Criminal Court, rather than this unique constitution. So all of that explains, I think, a lot of the chaos when you diminish the power of the citizen.
Overarching.
Yeah.
Why do you call it the dying citizen?
Well, he's not dead yet, is he? So I'm optimistic that we can restore the idea of the middle class that kind of is suspicious of the very rich, and they're not dependent like the poor. We can get our borders back. We had it back just a year ago. We had this show, we would be talking about secure borders. I think we're going to go back to the Martin Luther King idea that the content of our character matters and not the color of our skin.
You think we're going to go there?
I do. I think that we've reached the limits of critical race theory, because where does it lead, Brian? The trajectory is something like Yugoslavia or Rwanda. That's what tribalism is. It's a pre-civilizational idea that came before civilization.
Well, you wrote the book. You might as well read a passage from it. Here's an excerpt as performed by Victor.
Given that the Constitution is difficult to amend, reformists are seeking constantly evolutionary avenues to render it inert or to change it by unconstitutional means. These evolutionaries, who wish to move beyond the framers' ideas, assume that the public has lost confidence in its ability to control its own republic, or now prefers a radical equality result democracy.
Right. And you've got a unique point of view because you live in California, which
Yes.
has been impacted by the migrant crisis on our southern border.
Yes.
At the same time, you know, California farmers, and you're one, your family's owned property there,
Yeah.
you rely on migrants, but in the past, it has been controlled, and now it's just wide open.
Yeah, it's wide. I think people should remember, though, because of mechanization in agriculture, it accounts for about 18% of all migrant labor. And so people in the farming industry turn to almonds, get a million acres, partly because they did not want to have hand labor anymore. So most of the migrant labor, whether legal or illegal, is in meatpacking, landscaping, hospitality, hotels, restaurants. But it's a problem that when you have a labor shortage, it's not a sustainable idea to bring in cheap labor from abroad. It depresses wages here, and then it puts the onus on the state to take care of the other needs of the migrant.
Victor, there's nothing you can answer, but I love the fact the book is optimistic, that we're seeing how bad it's getting, and we have only to go over the cliff. And who wants to go over a cliff?
Yeah, I think everybody, absolutely. When you look at the news today, and whether it's Afghanistan, or whether it's our Pentagon, or whether it's the border, or inflation, or loss of energy independence that we have, 3 million, everybody says this can't go on. And we better restore the idea of an autonomous, self-reliant citizen to talk back and take control again. I think we will. I'm optimistic.
If we don't arrest everyone that talks back and takes control.
When do you think we'll get to that point?
When I think we're at the point now, I think there's going to be a change of heart in the next midterms, and you're seeing these spontaneous grassroots. Remember, the woke revolution was top-down. It was elite-driven. This isn't.
Absolutely. I love the term that you coined, evolutionaries. Check it out. In his brand new book, it's called The Dying Citizen. Also, he's got an op-ed on foxnews.com. Victor Davis Hanson. Sir, thank you very much.
Thank you all for having me.
Great to see you in person.
Thank you.
Thank you.